Also tracking the very latest developments in that deadly shooting at Fort Hood.
We begin with the identity of the shooter. The soldier who killed 3 people and injured 16 others before killing himself has been identified as Army Specialist Ivan Lopez. And we're learning a chilling detail. There are strong indications that Lopez bought the gun he used yesterday at the same store where Army Major Nidal Hassan bought the gun he used in the Fort Hood massacre in 2009. Wednesday's shooting is reviving troubling questions about security at military bases.
Yeah, it sure is. Our team is all over this story. Steve Handelsman is covering the security angle, and Scott McFarland is digging into the gunman's background. Let's start with Scott right at the live desk.
Chris, NBC News has learned the FBI did not have anything in their files on Lopez. A law enforcement official telling NBC News the investigation so far has not turned up anything that might shed light on a motive, but the analysis of Lopez's emails and computers is not yet finished. Lopez was examined by an Army psychiatrist last month after seeking treatment for depression and anxiety, and he was prescribed medication for sleeplessness. Army Secretary John McHugh told Congress today that Lopez had a clean behavior record and showed no tendencies toward violence or suicide. Lopez enlisted in the Army in 2008. He lived near Fort Hood with his wife and his young daughter. We are still tracking developments in the story and bring you more details as soon as we get them. Now back to you.
Military base security is now once again under scrutiny.
That's right. Our team coverage continues now with Steve Handelsman joining us live from Capitol Hill. Hey, Steve.
Chris and Pat, thanks. Good afternoon. There's little finger pointing up here, but few big answers, few easy answers as to how to solve this problem.
Please be near.
On Capitol Hill, a prayer for the suffering.
To the families.
But the military warned Congress about the possibility of more mass shootings.
From what we know now, we're viewing this as a threat across the entire Army.
Yeah. Just a half a year before yesterday's rampage and 3 murders, the Washington Navy Yard shooting cost 12 lives. Gunman Aaron Alexis had sought mental health care but did not seem homicidal. In 2001, at Fort Dix, New Jersey, a reservist being expelled for erratic behavior wounded 4 people. The Fort Hood shooting in 2009 took 13 lives. Convicted shooter Major Nidal Hassan had seemed troubled and belligerent, but kept his job and his base access. And Speaker John Boehner noted today, Hassan and Ivan Lopez yesterday had bought a gun.
There's no question that those with mental health issues should be prevented from owning weapons or being able to purchase weapons.
But identifying who among the many with mental health issues might be dangerous is almost impossible, say experts. Captain Pete Hegseth of Concerned Veterans for America says what is possible and needed now more than ever is improving access to mental health care in the military.
It can't be a stigma, well, you're not a tough guy if you come forward and seek help, because otherwise you're suppressing folks that might have a need.
That's a message the Pentagon now seems sure to preach louder. And many up here are agreeing that stepping up mental health care for those on U.S. bases seems like a better plan than stepping up security at the gates. I'm Steve Handelsman, News 4.
Coming up in our next half hour, the emotional challenges our veterans face once they return home from the battlefield. And we'll continue to follow this story all day here on NBC4, and we'll post updates on our website, NBC Washington.